Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to This is a Rewind, a look back at what wrestling used to and possibly should be. With me, as always, my tag team partner, Shelby Death Ray Patterson. How are you?
Doing pretty good, having some assistance from the potential storm that's outside.
That's it, guys. It may get really loud here in a minute, and we apologize for the noise. So.
We are in the outpost, and it has great acoustics, but also not at the same time.
Yeah.
We'll do our best. Maybe it'll chime in, and it'll help us with our conversation.
Kayfabe Outpost 1 is a constant update. We are constantly rebuilding and revamping, and we're working on the sound for this. It's going to get better, guys.
You know what? I feel like it's good. I feel like our listeners have become accustomed to the character that this building brings for us, right?
And it is a character in itself.
Mm-hmm. Character, like, coming in and out like cars and cicadas against the walls and, just rain all the time.
Yeah. It seems like every time we do this.
Yeah.
So this time we are talking about what has happened recently with Triple H bringing back some of our recently released superstars.
I've said this a few times with everybody in our group. I feel like it is the best time to be a wrestling fan right now because you have every single promotion that gets mainstream attention. So AEW, WWE, even ROH now.
Right.
Like, everybody is having to be on their A game because AEW, I feel like, kind of, I don't want to say got complacent, but kind of got a little bit lax because they kind of knew on the back burner that WWE was kind of lacking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And because there was a lot of stuff going on over there. And so they were like, okay, like we're the A show right now because we got the talent, we got the storylines, all that stuff. Now, I feel like the script has kind of flipped a little bit.
A little bit because we are starting to see cracks in AEW.
Yeah, there's a lot of backstage drama going on right now, and there's a lot of unrest that's happening with some of the pillars, like the people who started the company. Like, it's not good right now.
It doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
It honestly, it reminds me, and I know everybody keeps referring back to this, but it reminds me of the Attitude Era when people would fight for their position, and which can be a good thing with Vince because Vince would, take everything into consideration and, might sell you in a different angle. Let's call Tony Khan what he is. As MJF put it, he's a mark, guys. It's not a bad thing to love wrestling. It's not.
I would put myself in that category, like a light mark.
100%.
I wouldn't say
100%.
like super hardcore. Like I won't fight you on shit, but I do fight you on shit sometimes.
Right, and I mean, look, here's the mark thing. Would you pay to see a wrestler get their ass whipped?
Oh, absolutely.
And would you buy a T-shirt?
Yeah, I have.
Then there you go. That's
multiple.
Mark. That's what it is. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Nothing wrong with that. Mark's used in 2 or 3 different terms. It really depends. It's like speaking Spanish. It's really just how you say it. The emphasis on how you say it makes a big difference.
Okay.
But yeah, let's get into what we're talking about here.
Yeah, I feel like we just needed to run down just a list of people that have made either surprise returns or just returns in general. Because I think we kind of speculated on our last episode. So in our last episode, we talked about Vince McMahon.
Yes.
And just all of the shit that was just going around.
Timely that we got that in before he retired.
Jesus, man. We released that, and then what was it, like the next week?
Yeah. I mean, we hit the nail on the head, and we were worried we were like, this is coming out too late, blah, 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 blah. And couldn't have been more perfect. And here comes the rain.
Yep, just as we predicted and just as you predicted.
Yep.
Before we hit record on this thing, listeners, Doggz said, you know what? We're going to get started about 5 minutes in, and the rain's going to come. It's just the curse of the dogs, right? That's what you called it?
I call it the two dogs factor.
There it
I
is.
can call it before it hits the ground now. It's,
Well, and that's fine. It'll be good.
it's fine. Yeah.
So I feel like we predicted a lot of the people that are on this list I'm about to read out.
We did. Lay it down
Yeah.
for us. I'm interested because I don't remember all of them.
Yeah. So in full honesty, I could not find a comprehensive list on the internet of all the people that have come back. So these are all from my memory.
That's a little shocking that we couldn't find it.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked too. But anyway, this is who I have. I have Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Now, Io Sky is not necessarily a return. She's more of a call-up. Everybody thought she was gone. So this is Io Shirai, the former Io Shirai.
Sure.
I love the name Io Shirai. I kind of hate that they renamed her, but thankfully it doesn't look like they've repackaged her at all. They've just made it because white people can't say Shirai.
Well,
Right? Like, it's hard
that's
for-
what I was going to defend it. I was like,
Yeah.
out of all the things if it would have been Vince, it would have been the kamikaze chick or something
That's
like
true,
it would
so
have been
thank
something like
God.
that.
Yeah, Io Sky she could have a worse name. That's true.
Right.
So her and Dakota Kai came back at SummerSlam. So we recorded that Vince episode right before SummerSlam.
Yes.
Now I don't think we said either one of these girls, but I had heard some rumors about Dakota Kai.
Yeah.
But Io Sky, she was basically 1 foot out the door.
Oh yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
she was about to go to New Japan because that's where her family is and everything like that. But I guess they enticed her to stay. Then we have Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Now that was one that we said.
Yes.
And that one was surprising because that wasn't at SummerSlam.
It was not.
That was the SmackDown after SummerSlam, and he's kind of been put in the title picture.
Yeah, they gave him the rocket as soon as he got here. I hate that he's grew his hair back. I kind of
kinda-
like the bald look.
Yeah, I agree.
I
but
mean, us streamlined folk, we need to stick together. And
well, I mean, he can have the hair as long as he gets to keep this gimmick because
yes,
they just butchered him when he came to the main roster. And
yeah.
I just have to picture that conversation that Hunter had with him being like, dude, I know we messed it up. I'm so sorry. It was not my fault.
yeah,
Like, I'll give you literally everything that you had before. Just please come back. Because Scarlett was with them, and they had the whole hourglass thing. And,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so excited.
yeah. I am too. I'm very, very excited
Yeah.
about it.
So then we have Hit Row that came
I did
back.
not see that one coming.
I didn't either. So that Hit Row meaning Top Dollar, Ashana the Adonis, and B-Fab. Now,
Yes.
apparently, Swerve was not a part of the original group in NXT.
He was not, no.
And I kind of forgot that. I know.
It's
NXT
okay.
historian. I should have known that.
I'm okay with it.
But I was like, well, shit. Like, does that mean that
they even made reference to that.
they did? He said
It's-
the original 3, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's right, because they came in as a trio, and then they put Swerve with him because he had the North American title, so they made him a faction.
right.
But, whoo, we are battling a lot of noise tonight.
Yeah.
Apologies, listeners. Anyway, yeah, I was shocked on that one. I didn't see that one coming at all.
That kid landed on his feet. He's
He's perfectly fine.
yeah.
He even has come out and said, y'all, I'm fine.
yeah.
Like,
he's swerving in our glory, and it's fantastic.
And it's beautiful, and we
It's-
love it.
Yeah.
Also, we have Road Dogg is now.
How about that?
Yeah, he is now back backstage.
Yeah.
So apparently he replaced.
VP of creative, right?
It's something to do with touring. He's like head of the touring shows or whatever the name of that
okay, that's
title
not who
is.
I was thinking. Who got VP of creative? Somebody else did.
I have no idea.
I remember seeing it, and it's my two dogs brain. It's
But apparently he replaced Jeff Jarrett, who came back for 2 seconds and then now is gone again. So, anyway.
Look, okay, let's talk about Jarrett for a second.
Well, yeah.
I
It's not very surprising that he did that.
I respect Jeff Jarrett. I do. I respect his lineage. I respect his wrestling. Jeff Jarrett has never impressed me. As just being in ring, he's technically as sound as they come, or at least he was in his prime. But it's boring.
Yeah.
He wasn't a showman. WWE tried, man. They really did.
The only thing that I really know about him is just when he's come back and he's older. And I just kind of chalked it up as like, okay, well, I mean, everybody gets old, right? So
yeah,
it never really resonated with me. But I also saw him when he was with, like, I don't know. He just would come off on like one-off appearances, and I'd be like, "Oh, cool! There's a legend."
He's had
a
few different gimmicks. He was an MMA fighter.
Really?
And then, yeah, he did that for a little bit, and then he had the whole guitar slap nuts gimmick that he did in WCW, and then we all can never forget the finger poke of doom that happened to him, and I don't even want to talk about that, but it's
well. Regardless, Road Dogg is now in that position.
There you go.
Which there was speculation that he would go to AEW because there was rumors that Billy Gunn was trying to get him to come to AEW.
Right.
But Road Dogg kind of talked some shit about AEW, so I don't think that would really happen.
No.
And the last one and the biggest one so far, in my opinion, is Johnny Gargano.
Whoa.
And
Johnny Wrestling is back.
Can I tell you, Johnny, I'm happy that you're back, but did you really have to come back in Toronto? Because I was sick that night and actually didn't watch Raw, and I watched for 3 weeks straight waiting for this man to come. I watched when it was Cleveland.
Yeah.
And he didn't come back. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm not feeling so good. I'm just going to go to bed. There's no way he's going to come in Toronto, Canada.
And sure enough,
I wake up the next morning and my Twitter has exploded.
Yeah. So apparently there's a Shelby factor too.
Apparently. Be like, oh, Shelby's not watching? Let me have her have the biggest FOMO of her life. But, I mean, I went back and watched it, and it was a really cool moment.
It was.
It was so
It was great to see.
Understated. Like, not at all what I was expecting, and not with who I was expecting either.
Right?
I was like totally thinking the obvious storyline would be to put him with Ciampa, right? And have him feud with him, but they're having him feud with Austin instead.
I like it better.
I do too. I just didn't even think about it.
I mean, I thought the same thing that you did, but
Yeah.
I was like, Ciampa's doing his own thing with Miz right now, and I know you're not a fan. I think it's working.
I don't hate it as much as I did.
Good.
Because I've been watching it, and honestly, a lot of it has to do with a person that I forgot to say on this list, Dexter Lumis. Right?
Oh, Dexter.
Dexter Lumis is now back, which to the loving love of Gina Belmont, who is so happy right now. One of her wrestling husbands is back.
Yes.
But yeah.
How about that NXT show where they came back and
it was so great. Index is back, and I know a lot of people ragged on it, but I was here for it from the beginning. I called it like it was one of the best things that they had on that show for a while, and then all of a sudden, they had him get married, and then he got released, and she was just kind of floating around for 4 months.
Yeah.
But
when they came back, it was really, the best example, and I know this is a terrible example, but when Triple H came back and people started putting the boots to him, and China ran out to help, and it was the reunification of China and Triple H, and it was a feel-good moment, and that's exactly what NXT gave us that night.
And
it was great.
I feel like it's what it needs.
It does.
You know, because I have started watching again, and it doesn't suck. I'll say that.
Is it hard to remember to watch it now?
It is. It's hard to remember to watch Raw, and you know, because I have been watching Raw because it's really good. SmackDown's pretty good too, but Raw is really good.
I'm watching it in pieces now because I never watch anything live anymore. I always record
Why
things.
would you? We can record everything.
Right. It's my schedule doesn't allow it, and
I know.
I'm an old man, so I get sleepy quick.
It's
so.
fine. we all reach that point at a certain time.
Right.
But so that's all that I have so far. Now, if I missed any, I'm sure somebody will tell me. But I mean, that's a lot.
Well, okay. The newest one, Santana Garrett.
That's right. She's back.
Yes. How about that?
She's a coach now, right?
Yes.
Yeah, which that threw me for a loop because she kind of said some stuff on the way out. Did she not?
Well, there's a few people.
Yeah.
Now, are we gonna speculate a little bit?
I would love to speculate because I have a few. I have a lot. Actually, it's a lie. I have a lot written down. But do you want to go like back and forth?
Let's do it. I'll do.
You go first.
I've got my list here.
Yeah,
and,
you go first.
We're gonna start at the top.
Okay.
So
this is who we think is left to return, right?
Well,
or eventually will come back over.
Mine are just speculations of just what do you think?
Okay.
It's not so much that what I think. So the first name I got here is the one that a lot of the, forgive me, marks have been talking about. Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. I feel like that's the last of the big ones of the free agents anyway. Because I mean there's a lot of people that are on the speculation list, right? That they're still under contract somewhere, so it's going to take them a while to get here.
So, yeah.
But he's kind of the last like big free agent that's left, right?
I'm curious if he wants to come back.
See, I think he does because his Twitter is either that or he is working all of our asses.
Well, that's what he does.
I know, but it does make you think, though, a little bit, which is what it's supposed to do.
Right.
He's basically, listeners, he's putting out all these really cryptic tweets about, making references to the Wyatt family, making references to The Fiend, which, again, are all of his creations, right? So it wouldn't be out of the question that he could put them somewhere else, but, I mean, it really does make me think. And Triple H was one of the few people that really saw potential in all of his stuff.
If he comes back, is he coming back as The Fiend?
I think we talked about this the last episode. I think so.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
I
think
do.
The Fiend has kind of... We set him on fire.
Yeah, but he's magic. Right? Like, I feel like he's immortal, right? So I feel like he could, if anyone can come back from that, it would be him and like Undertaker or Kane or something, right?
Well, that's now this goes into something that we're not 100% sure about. How does Triple H feel about the magic gimmick? That's the question.
That is the question. I mean, if you look back at the history of his creations, right? Like what he had a hand in.
Right.
Not really a lot of that.
No, it's been more. It's been sports entertainment-y, but
it's
not
more on the wrestler side of things.
Yeah, it is. Because that's where his love is.
Yeah, sure.
It's a big step from terrorizing. It
is. Anything is a big step from terrorizing, okay?
Wow.
But yeah, I think that's the obvious next one. I mean, that's the big one that everybody's talking about, I think.
Okay, what do you got?
So Bray was on my list too. But mine is Sasha and Naomi.
that they're in talks.
I know, but I think it's just a matter of time because they just crowned new women's tag team champions to replace them.
Yes,
last
they
night.
did. I haven't watched it yet. No spoilers.
Okay, I won't say.
But yeah, I did see that. I'm looking forward to watching it this week.
It's good. It was good. Yeah, so I'd be interested to see.
Didn't see that one coming though.
I didn't either.
I didn't. I really didn't think that was going to happen.
They were really leaning it toward the other way.
Yeah,
I think. But yeah, I feel like since they already kind of are in talks, and it was kind of a gray area whether they actually left or not. Right? Like
yeah, because a lot of people were speculating. Well, Sasha's gone. But Naomi is still she's still just suspended, blah blah blah, something like that. Here's the real question, and I know this is going to sound cold to me, but I like Naomi a lot more than I like Sasha.
Yeah.
I don't think Sasha is worth her salt. I know. I can't wait for the tweets. But
I mean, I can understand where you're coming from because I think she is the type of person. I say this about Randy Orton all the time, right? Like Randy will show up and work when he wants to show up and work, and I feel like Sasha is the same way. And this is not the first time that we've heard her being difficult backstage about not getting what she wants. Right. There was that infamous incident where it was reported that her and Bayley like threw a temper tantrum backstage when they lost the tag team belts.
There's also this is confirmed that Sasha will not take photos or sign autographs.
See, that's just I feel like that just comes with the territory.
I know.
You're on TV, like little girls look up to you, right?
That's the thing.
I don't know. Yeah, that also rubs me the wrong way too, but yeah, I think they're coming back. I just think it's a matter of timing.
Were it me and I was in Paul's position, I would bring back Sasha just because it's, to use a Vince quote, it's what's best for business.
Yeah.
Naomi, I love you, but you got to hit the bricks. It's we'll see you at Ring of Honor. And
I don't think so. I think it's both of them or it's nothing, in my opinion.
I think it'd be fun for them to come back and shoot. I think that's good television.
I mean, you haven't seen Raw yet, but you need you need to watch.
Did I just stumble onto something?
You need to watch the shit between Riddle and Seth Rollins.
Oh, okay. I've heard a little bit about that.
I mean, that's the closest thing to a shoot in WWE that I have seen in a very, very long time.
And they don't like each other anyway.
I know.
So
because of wife things.
Yeah.
And the comment that was said was about both of their wives.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm actually looking forward to their match.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
So, I think that if they were to come back, that could be... That's not out of the question, I don't think, because I think they're willing to do that more now.
Right. Okay, so it's my turn.
Yes.
And this is a name that's been brought up here just this week. Bronson Reed.
Yes.
Just waited for that big inhale.
Yes. I had that written down too, but Jesus, I hope that that's true because, that man in NXT.
That's a champion
good.
Just waiting for the proper molding.
Oh my gosh, when they had him win the North American title off of Johnny, it was so good. Like he was poised for a main roster call up. He even had like auditions or dark matches or whatever on Raw and SmackDown, and then all of a sudden they just released him. Yep. Like I was so upset. That one really got me for some reason. That release did.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like there was so much potential there.
If I remember correctly, when that happened, there was a pay-per-view coming up, and that one in particular pissed me off too.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what pay-per-view it was, but me and Barnes basically just phoned it in, and it was just like,
Oh, yeah.
here's the one. This is what happened.
I remember that
we're
one.
just mad. We're mad. You can tell it in our voice. If we got on a tangent, it wasn't positive.
Yeah.
It was.
I know that Bobby Lashley is in a feud right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would love for him to feud with Bobby
I think it'd be great.
for the U.S. title.
Yeah.
That would be so good. Because I know he's been, kind of tearing it up on the American side of New Japan.
He's doing well.
Yeah, no, he's doing pretty good. I don't think he's been doing a lot since he's been released. He's been doing about that, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I really hope it's true. If it's not, I'll be really sad.
I think if they don't at least make an effort, they're foolish.
Yeah, agreed.
But okay, what you got?
So, my next one is Tyler Breeze. Do you know who Tyler Breeze is?
Come on.
I'm just asking. Okay, there are certain people, NXT people, that I say, and you give me the look of like, duh, like I don't know who that is. So,
there are certain people in NXT that I still don't know that are on the current roster, but
right.
Yeah.
So
Tyler Breeze was in the main roster
for a little bit.
He
was with Fandango for a while. They were tag partners. They were the Fashion Police.
That was some fun stuff.
So
it was fun.
Kind of run around backstage and do silly shit.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if he got injured or Fandango got injured, but one of them got injured.
I think it was Fandango.
Yeah, I don't think.
Actually, I know it was.
Yeah, I don't think Breeze has ever gotten injured. I think, but yeah, Fandango got injured and Breeze was put on the shelf, and then went back down to NXT. Had an amazing run.
Yeah.
In NXT the second time.
Even won the when Fango.
Fango.
When Fandango came back, they won the NXT championship.
They did. They won the tag titles,
teams.
and they did not have them for very long.
They didn't, but still,
they
got it.
They did, and they had an awesome, they had the spaceman gimmick for a little bit, and then, basically every match that they had a different gimmick.
Yeah.
My favorite was the spaceman one because it was just hilarious.
Yeah.
I think it's a good possibility because he's not signed with anywhere.
Right.
He's been a free agent this entire time. He runs a wrestling school with Sean Spears from AEW.
Right.
So if anything, they could bring him back as a trainer.
Sure. Why not?
Or they could bring him back and just have him be I don't know, what do you call it? It's a face, but it's like a funny face. Is there a term for that?
A funny face?
I don't know.
A comic wrestler.
There we go. Yeah. I didn't know if there was like an industry term for that or something.
If there is, I don't know about
okay,
it.
well, fine. He's a funny guy.
Okay.
He can come back and be a funny guy. But he's already working on Up, Up, Down, Down again.
Right.
He's back on there now, even though he's not formally signed to a contract.
Sure.
Which Up, Up, Down, Down is WWE owned.
Right.
So he kind of already has a foot in the door.
Yeah.
So if they bring him back, it's not going to be huge. I don't think.
Not, but
I would love to see it just because I feel like he's never gotten a main title.
No, he hasn't. No,
at all.
No.
The tag titles
that
were
they
the
were
first one.
going to, when he first came out at the main roster, I thought that they were going to give him the U.S. title. But, that just didn't work out.
It was just unfortunate that he was packaged with Fandango, so when he got injured, they were like, well, we don't know what to do with you. I'm like, he was a singles competitor before, but whatever.
Right.
So I think it may be a long shot, but I think it's a possibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about somebody that is a big name that there's been a lot of talk about, and that would be Adam Shear himself, Braun Strowman.
I'm staring at Kara right now. She's very big.
Look at that weird
Look
grin.
at that smile.
Listen.
It's creepy.
Listen.
All I need is Bray and Braun, and I'm back to watching.
Yeah.
I'm happy
Fair.
with this.
That's fair. Yeah. I go back and forth. Like, talk to me one day and I'll be like, yeah, sure, I think it'd be great. Next day, no, don't want it.
Right.
You know,
Because see, there's a lot. The reason Braun was let go is because he had just renegotiated his contract, and it was something ridiculous. Like,
it was insane.
It was double-digit millions.
7 figures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was at least 7 figures.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it was. He had an insane contract. Now, that was the reason. I was like, hey, look, we're not getting any use out of this cat. It's like, we got to drop him. Now, this is going to be the problem, and this is why we don't really know. He ain't coming back for that same money.
No.
I mean, it's not going to be. Because I want to, I could be wrong, and, you know, I can guarantee it. They'll hit me up if I'm wrong. I want to say it was like $11 million a year.
Jesus
I mean, it was a
Christ.
big contract.
Okay. I was
For him to run around the ring.
I was just about to say that. I'm like, I'm sorry. I know that's probably not all his fault, right? Some of that's creative, but at the same
It is.
time, dude, you want me to pay you $11 million to do the Strowman Express? No.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. You gotta give me something more than that. $11 million. That's ridiculous.
Well, he also flips over cars, so there's that.
Okay, and pulls tractor trailers and you know.
does.
Okay, fine, whatever. Anyway.
And that he's rubbed people the wrong way too.
Oh yeah.
He's
Well, and then now he's a part of Control Your Narrative, which is rubbing all of the people the wrong way.
Yeah, it's not doing so good. I think
No, it's
the
not.
intentions were honorable, but
Sure.
look, he just came out of it too angry,
Yeah.
and him and EC3 were just too
yeah.
upset about it.
Well, I don't
And-
think EC3 will ever be in the conversation. I don't think so.
And I
but-
think that's a shame because he was a real talent, especially talented on the mic.
Yeah.
And very unfortunate that the one thing that he really excelled at, they prevented him from ever talking.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of had him. Well, he did in NXT, and then when he came
Sure.
up, they kind of just put him in as like a big monster kind
Yeah.
of character, which I'm sure that's frustrating. Like if you can talk on the mic and you're not given that opportunity, I'm sure that's frustrating.
Right.
Yeah.
But so what do you got?
Well, yeah. So with Strowman, I think it is a possibility if they can actually come to terms with him and you
Yeah.
know get
Yeah.
him to come back.
Because he's not going to work out anywhere else.
No,
He's not AEW material.
no. If he was, he would have been there by now. I feel
And
like.
plus, I think he probably pissed some of those indie darlings off with
Well.
that little comment that he made way back when.
Well, true.
So
So the next two that I have are kind of long shots, but it won't be until like a few years from now because they're
Right.
still under contract. Andrade.
that's interesting.
Yeah. So here's my reasoning.
Okay.
So it took him a minute to get going in WWE, I feel like, because
It
in
did.
NXT, it took him almost 2 years to
Yeah.
get popular.
Right.
But once he was great. And that's when they put him with Zelina.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Zelina Vega was his manager. And because he still really can't speak English that well. So
Yeah.
I think he's getting better. But at the time, he really couldn't.
Right.
So cutting a promo was kind of difficult. So when they put him with Zelina, it was magic. Like they were really, really good together.
Yeah.
And I think if Zelina is still there when his contract runs out,
How the hell did she make it through all the releases?
No, she didn't.
Well, but she came right back.
she
though.
did. They hired her back somehow. I mean, I don't know.
And you know, I'm not disparaging her at all, but she got brought back. She was one of the few of the proud that got brought back,
Yeah.
and then she did not get re-released.
No. I think it was.
How the hell did that happen? How did she squeak through?
I think it's because she won Queen of the Ring. And so they had
But how much emphasis did they put on Queen of the Ring?
Oh, they haven't, because she hasn't been on TV in ages.
Not,
but I'm just saying, she just won Queen of the Ring when other people started to get released again.
Yeah.
So I think maybe they just forgot. Because Xavier Woods won King of the Ring.
Yes, he did.
And they forgot about him too, and
Yeah,
put
they
him
did.
right back with Kofi. So I think that was all important for about 2 seconds, and then it wasn't anymore.
Yeah.
But I think, and especially since he's married to Charlotte, right?
See, now this, you say that like it's a positive.
I that's mean.
However, well, look, hey, I love Charlotte
Yeah.
now, but there's a lot. Chris Barnes is one of them. I like Charlotte. I think she's fantastic.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that really don't have. She has go away heat, and she apparently she has go away heat backstage too.
Yeah, there's been a few different women in the locker room that have come out and had issues with her, Becky being one of them.
Right.
And she is kind of the biggest thing that they have right now, even though she's injured. And right now we haven't seen Charlotte in months.
She's been on the longest honeymoon that I've ever heard of.
Yeah, and honestly I think it's fine, because
Nobody's really missing her right now.
well, here's the thing though. We're having a lot of women either come back or come up, right? So we have Bayley back now.
Oh, thank God.
Right? We have, like, the women's division in WWE has gotten a boost.
It really
Right?
did.
And I think now with Bayley back, and then she's brought Dakota and Io with her, like, we have the tag team tournament that kind of revitalized a lot of the women that have just been kind of sitting there.
Right.
I don't know if she needs to rush back just yet.
No, because first of all, I'm not really sure that she's. I mean, I believe there's a lot of fences that need mending. There.
Oh, I know, but
'cause just look at her past Instagram, when all the trouble started. You used to see her like hanging out, and she's got her arm around Sasha, and she's hanging out with Becky, giving the thumbs up, and then she's with Becky doing the T finger thing, and but after all that trouble started, you just saw her doing solo photo shoots.
yeah, and I think that there are going to be a lot of hurdles for her to come back. But I don't think she's going to go away, which means that if Andrade is up for consideration in like 2024 range when his contract is expiring, because a lot of people, I think him included, are not very happy with what he's done in AEW so far, because he's been bounced around from manager to manager. He really hasn't done a lot.
Not all of that is Tony Khan's fault. There's been some issues there,
Right.
some personnel injuries. But then again, you can trace that back and say, yeah, maybe some of those injuries are Tony Khan's fault. But we won't get into that.
Well,
That's another.
and some of it also can be about his involvement with AAA as well.
There's there's that too. That is a long
Wow.
roll of thunder there.
Jesus.
I wonder if that's foreboding because we're talking about Andrade.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they don't like that. Anyway, but yeah, I all of that to say, if Charlotte's still there, Zelina's still there, I think that there could be something for him, because he definitely did a lot more stuff and kind of better stuff in WWE than he has in AEW.
And once again, much like Bronson Reed, I think that if they don't at least try to get him back, I think they're foolish.
Oh, absolutely.
And if I was Tony Khan, I would put a belt on him licky split.
Yeah. Well, I do that with a lot of my people.
Yeah.
You know? Because, I mean, Triple H, has a wide net and a wide group of people that
Yeah.
really enjoy working with him,
Absolutely.
which I think that's just good for the consumer, right?
Shawn Michaels. It was Shawn Michaels that's head of
There
VP
it
of
is.
Talent Relations.
There you go. It was going to come to you
Yeah, it was.
sometime. But, I mean, Shawn Michaels is also somebody who contributed to a lot of that goodwill, right? Him and Triple H both. So I do think Tony Khan has a little bit, to be concerned about.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Seeing as all the cracks that are forming.
Right.
Okay, so
Who's your next one, or do you have another one?
I do have.
Okay.
I've got a bunch.
Nice.
My next one is a tag team, and it is the team of Anderson and Gallows, the Good Brothers.
Really?
It's not that they're not doing well, but they ain't doing great. They ain't making that Titan Sport money.
That's true. They're not. That'd be
Everybody
interesting.
likes them.
Yeah, and then
And-
I mean they could fit right back with AJ.
Yeah.
AJ's not
Let's
really
bring
been
back the
doing much
club.
either.
Everybody, it's amazing to think about. Everybody, if they brought that back, has a version of the Bullet Club. Every federation has a version of it
That's
now.
true.
That's just,
That's kind of cool.
it's kind of cool. Yeah, it is. It's and everybody makes reference to it. Everybody does the
Yeah, the toot sweet.
the too sweet thing.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind them.
I thought
think
they were a great tag team.
when they were with the Young Bucks for a little bit in AEW, it was fine.
Yeah.
They didn't really do much because they were working a lot with Impact at that time.
Yeah, they were contracted with Impact.
Yeah, so they were kind of going back and forth, and I mean, that gets into a whole nother discussion about
Oh boy, yeah.
having multiple contracts and
Yeah.
say what you want about WWE and their non-compete shit, but like it does make it a lot easier. You know that this person is on with this show, and you're not having random people come in
right.
in federations that you have never heard of before.
Yeah.
know-
That forbidden door policy is there for a reason.
Right.
And
That's a whole nother podcast topic
it
I feel
really
we can
is.
hit on.
Oh, absolutely. And when it was put into place, because it wasn't always there.
Right.
When it was put into place, it was put there for a good reason. The intentions were good,
Right.
and it made sense.
Yeah.
And then some of these other rules, like don't say wrestler, came about.
I
so-
have heard that since Vince has been gone, just the atmosphere backstage is just so much lighter
It
and better
feels
because you
lighter.
don't have those stupid little rules that you have to remember, like you can't sneeze in front of him.
Right.
Yes, Kara, that was a
that.
thing.
You
Yes.
didn't know about this?
He hated sneezing.
Because if you can't, you have to be in 100% control of your own body, and sneezing to Vince is a voluntary act.
It's a weakness.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a lot of hang-ups, I think. And I think, again, that's a whole nother episode. We could do a part 2 on that, man.
100%,
Just get a
yeah.
psychologist in here and just, like, psychoanalyze that shit. But, yeah, I mean, that's Anderson and Gallows. I think that would be fine. You could put them back with AJ. They could be another tag team. The tag team division does need some help. So, yeah, I wouldn't be against that.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so my next one is also kind of a long shot, but I think it would be kind of cool. It would definitely shake some stuff up. Malachi Black.
I thought about that.
Yeah, the former Aleister Black. Yeah. I loved him
I did too.
as Aleister Black, and I think, this is according to him too, when he was pitching his newest character right before he was released,
Right.
He said that there were too many cooks in the kitchen with it.
Oh, yeah.
And his vision for the character.
Knock on my door.
Yeah. Like, that started out really cool.
Yeah.
Right? But then it wasn't. Right? Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's how a lot of stuff happened toward the end of the Vince era.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you had stuff like The Fiend. Started out great. Was a great idea. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Right? It's like when your parent finds out what the cool slang is, and then they start saying it, and then it's not cool anymore.
Right.
I feel like that's kind of how WWE used to do their gimmicks.
When your mother says word up, and
You can't ever say it again, right? Like, you can't say word up anymore. You just
Right.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like with him...
Timely.
He came up with this character. I think it was like the father of stories or something, something like that.
yeah, it was
Father of
something like that. I don't really remember.
But he said too many cooks in the kitchen, and his vision got lost.
Yeah.
But I feel like with Triple H's regime and with his creative team, I feel like they could make it work.
Oh, yeah.
And not that House of Black isn't working per se, but I think by 2024, which is when his contract is supposed to be out too, because I think all of AEW like full contracts are 3 years.
Yeah.
That's
For the most part.
the minimum amount of time. So by 2024, if it's not gotten better, I don't see it as a. I feel like it's a possibility that he could be enticed to go back over.
I believe so, because the House of Black was amazing coming out of the gate. But here, as of recent, even though we're in a nice feud that seems to be going okay.
We finally gotten there, yeah.
I mean, it took us a minute.
Yeah, because see, I don't know. I wasn't behind House of Black in the beginning. I felt like it was kind of forced. Like they were
It's
you know
very
what?
forced.
This is Malachi Black, and he's also Aleister Black, but we're not going to tell you that he is. We're just going to show you, right? Because he did a lot of shit that he did in WWE.
Right.
He didn't do the whole raising up out of the floor thing, which was like super awesome.
Yeah.
But he did a lot of stuff like that. He had the black, he had the candles, he had the story time. Like, he had all that stuff. So it was kind of like, oh, so you are the same character, but with a kind of different name?
Yeah.
With a different first name, right?
I've just never been I'll just say it. I don't care for Brody King. He's not hitting on anything with me. Now, everybody is well aware of my platonic relationship with Buddy Matthews.
Beefy Tiny Man?
Yes, Beefy Tiny Man.
Everybody will love Beefy Tiny Man, always.
Me and Buddy are good friends.
Yeah.
We have spoken on Instagram. That's why that's why I'm famous now.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm friends with Tyler Breeze. That's why I'm famous, because he liked my
Right.
Twitter post.
I'm more famous than you, but yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. We'll get into that in a bit, but that's fine. But yeah, I think it could happen. You know, I mean, we'll see.
Now, as the rest of mine start to get a little dicey, because we start to get lower tier. The next one that I have here is, and I'm trying to pull him back up, is Mr. Alexander Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we see some of these that we forgot about.
No, he was another one that was just kind of dumped unceremoniously on his ass.
Right.
You know? Because he was a part of Imperium, and then just all of a sudden was gone. There was no explanation of what happened to him, and I feel like there was that wave of releases where when they would release people, there would be no explanation of what happened to them. They just died.
Right.
Right? Like, it was like in Infinity War for Avengers, right? They just poof, they were gone.
Yeah.
Right? And there was no explanation for it. They
Yeah,
did it
just
with
flies.
They did it with Dexter too. Right? Like, he was in a loving, committed relationship with somebody, and then all of a sudden she was single.
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird, right? And he was one of those people.
Yeah.
And he was great. He was crazy.
He was.
Because he was with Sanity
Yes,
first, and
yes.
then he became a part of Imperium, which was a great faction.
Which actually brings up another point. Wouldn't it be nice to bring back Eric Young and Killian Dane and get rid of
ASH,
Almost a
yes.
Hero
Yeah.
and put Nikki Cross back in there, and let's start Sanity again. Sanity was Sanity was not given a proper shake.
No, they weren't.
Even in NXT, I don't believe they were given a proper shake.
Agreed. I think it was one of those things that it's like the Wyatt family, right? Like the Wyatt family obviously got more traction than them.
100%, yeah.
But
they got the ink.
they weren't quite sure. The audience was not quite sure how to take the Wyatt family at first, right? And it was the same with Sanity. They were crazy.
Yeah.
Like not even even more crazy than the Wyatt family. Like Wyatt family was like contained crazy. They were just like, I have never in my life seen a woman run around in circles for an extended period of time like Nikki Cross did.
Yeah.
Like she
I'll
legit would.
play with you.
Oh my gosh, like so good. I would totally be. For that.
She was
Yeah.
nuts, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I miss Crazy Nikki.
and don't get me wrong, I like Nikki Ash too.
Sure,
I'm
yeah.
never gonna call her Nikki ASH. I'm never doing that.
No.
I like the superhero gimmick, but I also realize that everybody hates it.
And
So-
I hate that because I know that she had a huge hand in that creation of that character.
Yeah.
And I hate that for her because
Yeah,
it kind
yeah.
of sucks when it's your idea and the basis is your idea and everybody just hates it.
It's one of those things, and it is the wrestling world that we live in now. When you come out as hey, you do your best and you try hard and you give 110%, the world is your oyster and the crowd hates that.
Well, it's just because we don't live in that society
Right.
anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it's good for the kids, right? But I think
Yeah.
even some of the kids were not really into her either. They liked that she was crazy and ran around.
Right.
You know? And her and Alexa together were really good.
I loved Bliss Cross applesauce. That was
Poor Robert Bradford, who didn't get royalties for that.
no, cause I think it was like just before they broke up.
Yeah.
They actually said, "Hey, we're Bliss Cross applesauce," and I'm like,
He's like, come on!
God.
Yeah. So I think if they could bring back all of Sanity, that'd be great. But Alexander
Yeah.
Wolf would be a great start for sure. And then if we could just get all of Sanity back together, that'd be great.
I'd love to see that, because how much fun would it be if we just drop the Fiend, but we bring back the Wyatt family? Now, we can't have the full Wyatt family, sadly,
No, unfortunately.
but we can get Eric Redbeard back.
Yeah.
We can get Braun back. And
You know, now that you bring that up, that would be really sad to have the Wyatt family without Luke Harper.
I think Luke or Brody
Yeah.
I think he would be proud to have them reunite without him.
I will never forget at Clash of Champions when he returned and
Yeah.
we saw him
Uh-huh.
and we saw him like get under, or we didn't know it was him, but we
Yeah.
saw someone hide underneath the ring. I will never forget that
Yeah.
moment. That was, that was such a great moment. Oh man. Well, I only have 2 left.
Okay,
I'm-
I'm running low. I don't think I have any more. I'm kind of running through, but I think I'm almost out. Oh no, I've got one more.
Well, I'll just do my last 2 together because
Okay.
they're it's kind of the same thing. I have Candice LeRae and Mia Yim. So
Ah.
Candice LeRae, I feel like, well, obviously she could be paired with Johnny, and that would be good. But she was booked really well in NXT, and is also a Triple H favorite,
Sure.
right? I mean, we can always use a booster to the women's division, and
If anything,
she can play both heel and face.
Sure.
So I think you could really put her wherever. And if they ever want to move Indy up and start the way again, I wouldn't be mad about that either.
No, absolutely not.
And with Mia, I feel like she never got a good shot because she was never on the main roster as Mia Yim.
No,
she was all.
What was her name with
Retribution?
Retribution?
Reckoning.
Yeah, that's right. It was. I remember it was something dumb.
Terrible names. They had absolutely terrible names except for Ali.
When speaking of bad names, it's like I can kind of relate to that. When I first started, my ring name was Destruction.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, it sucked.
It's not great.
It's not. Well, the thing about it is, if I weighed 265 pounds like I do now, that might be a little more something. But
sure,
I barely weighed 200 pounds at that point.
Yeah.
So
it was just more hope than anything else, right?
Yeah, exactly. Still hoping. So.
Well, and I feel like, again, I'm a broken record, guys, but it's a great record. She was great in NXT.
Yeah.
And she did ladder matches. She she just did everything they threw at her, and she was fantastic. And I feel like she never really got momentum.
Right.
And again, you always need a booster for the women's division. And if you have those women who were in NXT, who were the core of the black and gold NXT.
Yeah.
Right? Like everybody talks about like the Adam Coles and the Johnnies and the Tommasos, but you forget about the women that were on that roster during
100%,
that time.
yeah.
And Candice and Mia were both on that roster, as well as Rhea, as well as Bailey toward the end.
Yeah.
You know, you had all of these really good people, all these women who were great. And so both of them, I think, would be a great addition. And Mia's contract with Impact is done in October, and it is now almost September now.
So, yeah, we're in
and
it.
Candice is a free agent.
Yeah.
Now, granted, she did just pop out a baby, so she may need some time to recover from that. But I have seen, because I follow her and Johnny both on all the socials, she's back in the gym. You know, like, I think she's prepping to go and do something.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So that's all of mine.
Okay, so... Well,
I think we need to wrap up before the storm washes us away.
Yeah, we probably do. Now, I've got a couple more, but I'm gonna save it for. I'm gonna take my last three.
Okay.
And we'll just put them together. They go together anyway. Lucha House Party.
Okay. Yeah.
Kalisto, Lindsay, and oh my God, Grand Metalik.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. They need more lucha people on the show.
Yeah, yeah. Because the ones they have now are not so good.
No, they need more.
Yeah.
You always need more lucha, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's the flashiness that everybody likes now.
Yeah,
So
it's great.
absolutely. But yeah, so that's what we got so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of those could be some possibilities.
Yeah.
You know, I think obviously Bray Wyatt's a big one. That we'll probably see in the next month or so.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But all these other ones, I think.
No, I just don't know about Bray. I
think we'll have to agree to disagree on that one.
Well, honestly, I think his feelings were hurt more than anything.
Sure.
I think he might be. Well, you know how the artist type. I don't know if you're familiar with anybody like that.
Never met one of those.
But sometimes they get a little sensitive, and sometimes they get a little bit bitter about things.
Yeah.
And
can hold a grudge, maybe?
Possibly,
Sure. Well, and again, that's up to Wyndham and Wyndham alone.
Absolutely.
Right. As with all of these people, these are just fun speculations that.
Fun speculation. That's all we're doing. We're not. Let's see if any of these come true. It's going to be fun to watch regardless.
Oh, absolutely. Selfishly, I have a couple in my head that I would, love to see back. Some wrestling husbands that I feel got let go and not too happy about that I would love to see back. But yeah, it's a fun time to be a wrestling fan.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we got a game here.
Do we want to do it, or do we want to wait for the next time?
No, we have to. Our listeners demand it. Our listeners demand it.
Okay, that's fine. I'm a scaredy cat, and we're in a metal box, so.
Nonsense. We have rubber soles on. We'll be fine.
Oh, sure. Okay, great. Yeah, so I have somebody in mind
Okay,
for our 20
okay.
questions game. And Kara, you are more than welcome to
Yeah.
participate in this, since Kara came in with the clutch last time.
Last time I won, but there is an asterisk by that.
No such
So-
thing, but that's fine. So I have a wrestler in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to ask me 20 yes or no questions. Kara, are you keeping count for us? Awesome.
Okay. All right. So, currently active.
Yes.
WWE.
Yes.
Title.
No.
Ever won a title? That's what I meant to say.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
World title.
Yes. Remember, WWE includes a lot.
It does. It's a lot of.
And remember who you're talking to.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. You know.
Okay. Is this person dramatic entrance?
Yeah.
Okay. Under 250 pounds?
Yes.
Is it Finn Balor?
No. Good guess, though. Good guess.
Male?
Yes.
Under 250 pounds. You did say former world champion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me think here. You know that my brain would go blank on the little fellers. Long hair?
No.
No. Well, let's see. Well, they would. They wouldn't be of the bald variety.
No.
No, I didn't think so. I probably shouldn't even said that. I wasted a question on that.
Well, you know what happens when we throw bald into the mix? Both of us just get really fixated on that hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's what throws me off every time I've stopped asking that question.
Let's see. We got a dramatic entrance. We're under 250 pounds.
So, can we clarify dramatic?
Okay. Let's see.
I think that might throw you off a bit.
Super theatrical.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's 10.
Okay.
Ooh, halfway through.
Okay. All right. Well, see, I had a couple ideas.
See, when you said dramatic, I was thinking like
Yeah.
everybody gets hype, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're under 250 pounds.
Yes.
See, and the thing about it is, and now all of my under 250 pounders, people are screaming at home right now.
Well, you know, that's my bread and butter.
Because,
babe,
yeah,
you
I know.
Because that's what I'm drawn to are my cruiserweights.
Yeah.
You know.
And my mind is actually, it is going blank.
I love it. I love to hear that.
When I think about it, I'm So I'm trying to talk it out here. Active in the 90s,
No.
2000s.
No.
So this decade superstar.
Yes.
Okay. That wasn't a question. That was just me confirming. It's,
Kara's like, okay, yeah, sure.
well, no, I mean that's.
I know, I'm just
if
kidding.
if they're active, then
I'm
they.
kidding. Go ahead.
I know. So okay, we have a former world champion. I'm trying to run through the. Ooh, they ever have a valet or a manager?
No.
No. Okay.
You have any guesses, Kara?
No guesses yet, but
Mhm.
have you asked face or heel?
It's so hard to distinguish that,
That's
though.
a- that
that's
would be
that's
a-
a that,
That'd be a hard question for me to
because
answer.
you can go either way there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because what one man's heel is another man's face nowadays.
Yeah.
And Universal Champion.
No.
Okay. So now we're narrowing it down a little bit. So this is clearly a WWE champion.
Yeah.
And under 250 pounds, cruiserweight, short hair.
Yeah.
I did say currently active in WWE, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay. All right. And you said yes.
I did say yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just making sure we're on the same page. Okay. Wow. Boy, I wish my mom wasn't blank right now.
I want to give you a hint, but I'm not gonna.
Well, you're a sweetheart.
I'm just letting you know that I want to. Like the urge is there.
Oh man, I cannot believe I'm blanking so badly. And this is a current roster too. That's what makes it
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah.
Is it The Miz?
No.
Let's see.
Are you cheating?
No,
Is he looking up his stats?
I am looking at my stats,
Uh-huh,
but that's but I'm moving it back up to the top.
Oh,
It's
okay,
all.
okay.
I'm not actually.
Yeah.
So the NXT championship doesn't count, so it can't
Does it?
be. No, you said WWE world champion.
Yeah, but NXT is part of WWE.
Yeah, no, I didn't ask that as a question. I'm just saying that they're not a champion of NXT.
I didn't say that.
That's not the question I was asking. Just forget it. I was talking it out in my head. It's
Oh, was that not meant to answer back?
no. I mean, you can because. Oh wow!
I feel like I gave you a hint just now.
Man, oh my God! No, because you said they were not active in the 90s.
No.
Okay. AJ Styles.
No. I want to give you a hint so bad.
What am I up to?
14.
Okay. Blonde hair?
No.
No. You're killing me, Styles.
5
Well,
questions left.
Okay, well, there's not many more left. There's Randy Orton.
No. Did I trip you up with the world title? I feel like I
You
might
did.
have.
I think you tripped me
Okay.
up with the world title.
So I'm going to change that answer to no then.
To know he's never been a champion, a world champion. Well, hell, this could be anybody. Oh man. Never been so never been a world champion, a WWE champion or Universal champion.
Right. Sorry, when
we gotta take that question off then.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Take that question off. When you asked that question, the title that I was thinking of, I guess, is technically not a world title. It is a main title, but it's not a world title.
So it would be a secondary title then.
If you count developmental as secondary, sure.
Developmental? What?
Who's developmental?
NXT. It's okay. So all right. So a former NXT champion.
Yes.
Okay. Ever held a title on the main roster?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, listeners. I'm sorry. I've had some Trulies.
Okay. Well, okay. And they're not of the bald variety.
No, they are not.
Lightweight.
Yes.
And they're currently active.
Yes.
And it ain't Finn Balor.
No. I thought that was going to be too obvious.
Oh no, I don't. Damian Priest was never NXT champion, was he?
No, he wasn't.
That's not a question. That's
He was North American champion. He
yeah.
was
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm trying to run. It's like who's. Okay, who I'm trying to.
When you find out who it is, you're going to be mad.
Okay, well, you said that they don't have long hair, so it's not Seth Rollins.
No, it's not.
He wasn't an NXT guy anyway, was he? He was a.
He was the
Florida
first.
Championship.
No, he was the first NXT champion.
Oh, he was. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So he was the NXT champion.
And he's current roster, and he hasn't held. Is it Butch?
No.
It's not Butch, huh?
Butch. Well, no, it's not. It's not Butch.
Okay. Damn it. I'm so happy that you're enjoying this moment of
I'm enjoying
me.
myself, yes.
Wow.
I think I've stumped Kara, too.
Can I steal one of your questions?
Go ahead.
Does he have red hair?
No.
Yeah, I know where you were going with that. I went there, too. Okay, well, then is it Austin Theory?
No. You're in the right ballpark, though.
Oh. No, you said he had short hair. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I had it for a second, and I've lost it. That's. I am gonna hate myself on this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to talk it out here. This is clearly a.
How many questions does he have left?
I got
You have
4.
four questions left.
This has probably been the longest.
I think you've reached longer than I took my first
Yeah,
time.
I am taking a really long time. Wow. So we've got. So we're under 250 pounds. We have short hair. Blonde?
No.
I already
You already
asked
asked
that,
that
question.
question.
Okay. Son of a gun. Okay, well, all right. Here's how we're going to have to do this. Latina?
No.
Totally running out of options. I am not going to get this. I can't believe it. I'm very upset with myself. What?
Kind of like last time when I got it.
No, I won. I won the
Ooh.
last time.
Do you have an idea, Kara? No, not this time?
No,
Okay.
I can't believe you're going to pull this on me.
No, because my idea got shot down
What was yours?
by the questions.
Oh, okay.
So, yes.
Man, trying to think a little. No, that can't be right. Okay, so let me just start running through some lightweights here. So we got Dominic Mysterio, and we've got Finn Balor. We've got who else? Man. We know it's not Ciampa because
Right.
Ciampa's bald.
Right.
We know it's not Butch because we know it's not Sami Zayn
Right.
because he's
Hair.
hair.
Yeah. Used to have short hair, not no more.
I still have Buddy Murphy in my brain, and he's
not
he's
a part
not
of
there.
WWE anymore.
I'm trying. I'm trying to get. See, I'm even running. I'm even running out of questions.
Do you want me to give you a hint?
I will take a hint for a question. So
Okay. Think of the theme of this episode.
okay. So a returning wrestler.
Yes.
Okay.
I gave you, that is the biggest hint I could think I could possibly give you.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then this would active on the main roster and did hold a NXT title.
Yeah.
But has never held a current roster title.
No.
And they're under 250 pounds.
Yeah.
So this has to be Johnny Gargano.
It is, yeah.
Woo! At the buzzer.
3 days later.
I thought that was going to be easy. We were just talking about him.
But that's why. That's why.
I picked him because it was topical. So I thought that it would be easy.
See, I thought you just pulled one out of your ass,
No, man.
and
You know me, I'm a stage manager at heart. I am on theme.
See,
I am
it
on
was-
topic all the time.
it was one of the closest. It was so close to my face, I couldn't see it. It's
So close. It was on my notebook. I even turned it to the page.
but I got it.
Yes, you did.
I won again, 2 in a row, back to back.
You know what? I think that's 2 that have an asterisk by him, right?
No, just
Yeah.
one, just one.
So that cancels
And
out.
that asterisk is put up there by you guys.
So it's an asterisk, so it cancels each other out. So really, we have 1 apiece. I like that. I like that math.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute.
No, I like that.
No, well done.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm still trying to work out how your brain works when you're trying to keep something from me. That's what I'm.
See, I when I pick them, because I could pick the most obscure NXT person on the roster.
You could, and it would destroy me.
It would. Just like you could pick the most obscure, like, attitude
Yeah.
era, or even like early 80s wrestler, and
Yeah.
I would be sitting here spinning my wheels.
Yeah.
So
I could do. I
we
could
help each other out.
I could do cornbread Patterson, and you would.
Jesus Christ. Who is that?
It's a '70s wrestler. I've seen him wrestle twice. I just pulled
Oh,
that name out of my
gosh.
ass. It's
Well, I mean, I think we should probably wrap it up
We
now.
should.
Yeah.
We should. We've been hit by lightning.
We have. We have
We
made
took
it.
a stupid amount of time doing that game.
We did. You did.
I
I
did.
sat here looking pretty, but it's
I'll,
fine.
I'll take the blame on that one.
So yeah, we have a lot coming up.
We are. Oh my God, are we
do.
busy?
Regardless of when this comes out, we have a lot of content that is about to drop.
Yeah.
Because this weekend, as we're recording it, is Labor Day weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 3 pay-per-views.
Clash at the Castle is the first one, right?
Yes. And then we have All Out.
That's going to be
And-
Sunday.
And NXT TakeOver
That is
Worlds
also on
Collide on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
They're going head to head.
They are, but they're not going. They're going on the same day. They're not going at the same time.
Right.
So Worlds Collide is earlier in the day than All Out. Yes.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So it's not directly.
What do you think the buy
competing.
rate's going to be on that?
Well, seeing as how it's on Peacock, it's kind of hard to tell,
Yeah.
right? Because when you have the pay-per-views that are with WWE or the premium live events, which is what they call them now,
Yeah.
when you have those on Peacock, I feel like it's hard to gauge
Mm-hmm.
because they all show up on Peacock and you pay a monthly subscription for that.
Right.
So hardly anyone pays for pay-per-views for WWE anymore.
Right.
So I think with AEW, you can gauge that a little bit better
Yeah.
because you have to. That's the only option.
I just think it's very interesting that you would start so early, and I'm curious as to what a matinee wrestling show pulls. I know what a matinee wrestling show pulls in Charlotte, North Carolina, because I've been to a lot of them.
Sure.
And
But hey, Clash of the Castle starting at 1 p.m.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is great for everybody here in the U.S., right? I mean, over in California, it's starting at 10 a.m.,
Yeah.
you know? So here it's starting, on the East Coast, it's starting at 1.
Yeah.
So I don't think they really care, right?
That's a strong point, because
Yeah.
people aren't going to watch it. Well, some people will watch it live, but other people will get it later on that night.
Again, it's
And-
the whole thing with Peacock, right? Like we are able, which I mean, I guess if you paid for it in the old pay-per-view style, because we can watch AEW whenever we want. But yeah, I think with it starting earlier, I don't know if it's really going to hurt it or hinder it.
Yeah.
I think it would be interesting to see how many people would actually watch both in the same day.
Yeah.
I don't know. You would have to be a really dedicated wrestling fan to do that.
That's going to be a tough. That'll be a tough sell.
But I mean, that just means there's going to be more of us in your feed, ladies and gentlemen.
That's true.
Because we're going to have, Gina Belmont and myself doing Worlds Collide. You're going to have Doggz and Chris doing All Out for This Is a Work, and then we're still trying to figure out who's doing Clash of the Castle.
We're
going to
pray
figure it
on
out.
it. We're gonna pray on this thing. We're gonna speak to our other counterparts.
Yeah.
Wow. and we'll get back to you.
What we're going to do is we're just going to split ourselves into 3 different pieces.
Boom.
And just have all of us do it.
I have
You know?
always wanted a twin. I think it would be fantastic to have 4 dogs.
Lord help us.
Yeah. I mean, I love to hear myself talk, and
Oh,
just to
man.
actually and watch myself talk. Man.
So
That's
within the next couple of weeks, everyone, just watch your feed. We're going to be all over the place. And I know.
Speaking of feeds, I guess
Yeah.
let's throw out our handles.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So if you want to follow Long Walk Productions, you can follow us on Facebook at Long Walk Productions. On Instagram and Twitter, it's Long Walk Pod. Long Walk Podcast. And for This Is a Takeover, it is this_pod on Twitter and This Is a Takeover on Instagram. And if you want to follow me personally, you can do that at SlayAllRay on Instagram. What about you, Doggz?
Well, you can find me on TikTok
Yay.
at This Is a Work. You can also find me on the Twitter. I don't know why you would. I never post anything except retweeting our podcast.
I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. But you can get me at Immortal2Doggz. You can also find me on the Instagram at David2DogsHayes.
Yeah, so I do know that Long Walk Talks just had an episode that released.
Oh, yeah.
They're rounding out Chris's perfect tens.
Right.
With Clue, which was a really, really
That's
good episode.
yeah.
It was really good. That movie, I'm telling you, Chris has had some great picks.
He has.
You know,
yeah.
he did Wreck-It Ralph and Clue, and he's just on fire.
I don't see Wreck-It Ralph as a perfect movie, but
it's great, man.
But see, that's why you got to listen to the podcast so you can.
It's true. You got to hear all of their analysis, and I do know that David's perfect tens are coming up.
Yeah.
Which I think if you have those three guys sitting at the same table and they've told you all of their perfect tens, they have totally different tastes.
Very
it's
different
crazy.
people with very different tastes, and it's so crazy.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got anything else for us?
No, I think that's it. I mean, unless the storm has anything else to say.
Well, God, I hope not.
I love that it has started to wind down as we
we're
are
ending.
starting to wind
Yeah.
down, which is, thank you. Yeah, it wanted to
Just
chime in one more time.
time.
Folks, we survived this episode. We are all in one piece. I think that's all that we can ask for.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just close by saying, for myself, David 2Doggz Hayes, and Kara Hayes over there doing production, and my tag team partner, Shelby Death Ray Patterson, it's fun looking back at the past, but live in the present. As far as anything else goes, we'll just call it in the ring. Thank you for listening to This Is a Rewind.
The Storm, the best tag team partner.